Hi, Big Tractor Power fans. I'm here at the 2019 National Farm Machinery Show in Louisville, Kentucky, and I'm visiting with Jeff Gray from Claas. We're going to talk about the new Claas Flex Draper head that goes with the Lexion combine. This is a really impressive machine. I got to film and see it a little bit in June of 2018, and I'm looking forward to learning more about it, Jeff.
Yeah, so this is we introduced this at Farm Progress Show, the new Convio Flex Draper. It's available in 35, 40, and 45 foot widths. You'll notice on the cutter bar it has 9 inches of vertical flex anywhere along the cutter bar, so it is a true flexible cutter bar.
You can really see that on there.
That's right. Some of the unique features of this header is what we tried to do is we wanted to keep this head simple. We wanted to reduce the amount of settings that are required by the operator to set the header up. And one of the things that we did to minimize that was add an auto flex feature. So no longer do you have to set your actual cutting positions. You just hit the return to cut and the header will automatically adjust itself to maintain the lowest possible cutting position continuous no matter the surface conditions. So that's a big plus. We carry that auto flex feature in not only from the soybeans, we carry it on into wheat as well. So if you're cutting, you will set 2 cutting positions, one for standing crop and one for down crop. When you go down from your standing rigid configuration to your down crop, it automatically goes to flex range. And then when you bring it back up, it'll go back to rigid mode.
And I have to say, when I was out with you guys in the field, there was a lot of down wheat in Western Kentucky this year, and that 780 Terror Track with this header just skimmed it right off there. Didn't leave anything behind.
And it's always more efficient to cut down crop when your header's on the ground in flex mode versus rigid mode. It protects the bottom of the head better, and it does a much better job feeding. So that's why we enabled it to go from rigid to flex when you go to those lower cutting positions to pick up that down crop, whether it be wheat, barley, rice. It works fantastic. So that auto flex technology, that's really the leading technology on the header. In addition to auto flex, we've got auto belt speed. So the operator can manually from the cab adjust the side belt speed independently of the center belt speed. So maybe they want to let the center belt speed run a little bit faster. Then they can also run that automatically, so it'll run at a ratio of ground speed, just like your auto reel speed is.
And I know we're in Western Kentucky, people like to run that reel a little bit faster, especially when we're getting to those double crop beans.
And you can nudge it up or down speed wise according to your preference. So on the end dividers here, I can open this up real quick. So the knife drives are dual knife drives are standard on the headers. And they're shaft driven, so you don't have to worry about cutter bar stall when you enter into a full cut of soybeans. So that's not a problem. We also wanted to make it very easy to maintain, make adjustments. So there's no tools required to tension the belts. All I have to do to tension the belts is flip the lever, and then I rotate the knob, and then put the lever, lock it back down, and that's all it takes to tension your belts. You've got a lever on the left, right, and center belts to make that adjustment.
That's really handy.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Some other nice features of the header, you got the optional top cross auger for canola. That keeps the tall, bushy crop down on the belt for better feeding. Keeps it from fluffing up. You've also got the ability to reverse the belts using the trigger on the back side of the joystick. And when you re-energize them, you can do so in a slow motion mode so they don't cram all that material back to the center. If you're cleaning your feeder house out and you pull that material out, you can engage it slowly so it doesn't all cram back into the feeder house.
Oh, that's a really great feature. I've seen that a lot of times in other designs where it really bunches up in there.
Yep. On the back side of the header, you've got the optional gauge wheels. You don't need these for soybean harvest. You can use them as an option for small grains, but it's not necessary because this does not have an adapter. It just mounts directly to the feeder house, so it doesn't flex wing, so you don't need to utilize the gauge wheels.
I'm sure if you're running a 45-foot head, it doesn't hurt to have them out there on the end.
It does provide some dampening for that. They're shock absorbers.
Okay. And how is it? I guess it's pretty easy to hook up here on the header. And
yeah, we can look at that over here on the other side. So the hookup is the same as any other Claas header. We've got the lever down here to lock it to the feeder house, and then we have the multi-link connector right there that contains all the electrical and hydraulics. Here's the drivetrain for the header, just to the left of it. So you have your drive shaft into the transfer case, which also houses the pump that runs the belts. And then you have your drive shaft that runs to the center feed auger as well.
Okay. And then we get a look at the center feeder auger here. That's a great option to have.
And you'll notice as you look down in the header, you'll see here on the back sheet how the top half of the back sheet is swept backwards. And the reason why we did that is to enable the operator to view the majority of the header without strain, without having to lean forward.
Okay.
They can see most of the belts, and definitely the cutter bar, most of the belts. Now the top cross auger, for those that are going to run this, when they're not running canola and they want to get it out of the way, you just have draw bolts on the back that you can suck it up out of the way, and so that you're not having to look right at it, right through that auger.
I can see those bolts there, so you just kind of adjust it up.
Yep.
So Jeff, you had mentioned there's a variety of sizes. Which model are we looking at here?
We're looking at the 35 foot, and the model number here, 1080, that represents the 35 foot Convio Flex Draper.
Well, they're impressive machines. I'm looking forward to seeing more of them in the field, and appreciate the opportunity to get to see them this year in wheat. They're available now for model year 2019?
Yes, they are. Yep. And so to learn more about these heads, contact your local Claas dealer.
Sounds good. Or where is there a website people can go to as well?
Claas.com.
Easy enough.
That's right.
Jeff, thanks for your time, and we'll look forward to see what comes from Claas next.
Thanks.
Now that we've had an opportunity to walk around and review the features of the Claas Convio Flex Draper head with Jeff at the National Farm Machinery Show in Louisville, Kentucky, we're going to head a few hours south and west to a 2,800 acre winter wheat field located in western Kentucky to see the Flex Draper at work. Just a few days before the winter wheat harvest started, a large weather system moved into the region and poured a lot of water out in this field, and it caused a beautiful 90 bushel an acre crop to fall over flat. We're going to see that same 35-foot wide Claas Convio 1080 Flex Draper with the cross augers working with a Lexion 670 combine. And when Claas built the Flex Draper, it built it with the toughest harvest conditions in mind. And we're going to see the header just shave that down crop right off the surface of the field, leaving stubble behind, no crop mat. The combine does a great job in processing the matted wheat and chopping up the residue and spreading it back on the field and putting the grain in the bin. We'll also see the same header harvesting perfect standing 90 bushel an acre wheat, and whether this header is harvesting in perfect conditions or extreme conditions, it does a great job in getting the crop in, and it's well worth taking a look at. So I hope that you'll enjoy hearing and seeing this Claas machinery at work.